Welcome to a very special episode of Wii Remember with one of my favorite games of maybe all time, The Last Story. So if you click this video, you are somewhat interested in either me, the Wii, or The Last Story, and I'm very thankful that any of you took the time out of your day to watch this video, because this is a really special game to me. Some will recall that a few years ago I had it in my top 10 games of the year kind of list that we used to do once upon a time. But I really always wanted to do at least some type of video on this, and I just want to kind of expose it to those that maybe just it passed them by. You know, Xenoblade was the big game, the big RPG rather, on the Wii towards the end of its life cycle. But The Last Story should not be forgotten. I think it's a really, really interesting, sort of different RPG while maintaining a lot of RPG tropes. It's the exact type of RPG I like, where it's not ludicrously long. This is like a 35-hour game to maybe beat, and that was just my time. I'm sure if you want to get absolutely everything in the game and see everything, take a lot more, but I mean, that's like, ooh, that's just right where it needs to be for me personally. And I really, really like some of the mechanics, the gameplay, how you fight in The Last Story, and of course the actual tale, that's narrative, and its characters, while falling into a lot of the standard archetypes, are still really, really kind of charming to me, and I actually felt a lot for this cast. So without further ado, let's see what the creator of Final Fantasy, Sakaguchi, let's see his last game before he started descending into mobile hell. Chapter 1, in the Reptids Cave. You can make some pretty clear assumptions about what or who Reptids are. They're kind of your jobber enemies in this universe. Or they're scaly bastards. So be aware that this was localized by Nintendo of Europe, I believe, or Exceed, I forget which one. So it's British as fuck in its voice acting and characters. But here's the first guy of our party that we are. We're Dangren. We're wearing chaps. That's okay. Dagran's cool. So The Last Story, for those that don't know, is a very kind of third-person action-y sort of RPG. There's even like little elements of like Western third-person shooters in there, but we'll see as we go. I can walk around. I have a little tactical roll that I can evade. I go into a ready stance there. I can walk around real fast, real cool. I could put my back against the wall. You can see it's a very action-y game off the bat. I could roll all over. I wish I could get Fred Durst on my team. So there are some stupid Reptids. So those Reptids are over there, and I'm like, yeah, hey, bam!
Alright, it's on. Try not to fall too far behind, eh?
And just, he's fucking down, XP 4. So, there you go. You know, Siren and Dagran, they love competing against each other. We'll talk about the characters more as we go. But as you battle during these little dungeon sections, there's a lot of talking between the party. Oh, nice crit. This is the starting tutorial area, so lots of cool things happen very, very quickly. I'll explain right now. Up there is those long white life bars. That's your life, that's your HP. And then you can see right above that, it's green pips. Those are our lives. Yes, this game acts very weird where it has lives. So every life is a new health bar, and once I've lost a life, my character gets back up again. Things like that. It's a weird like combination of old school like NES games or 16-bit. There's lives, but it's wrapped up in an RPG. It's kind of strange, but we're gonna get going. Tutorials in this game act exactly like they should. I pressed A to get the tutorial to pop up, but I could otherwise ignore it. So we're gonna skip this for now. Oh, we can feel a battle. So I'm going to ignore this tutorial for a bit. I'm just going to walk around and slash up these Reptids. So I think I'll talk about right now is that The Last Story lets you choose. I think it's going to tell us a little bit later. But for now, you actually have either manual or automatic attacks. I'm just walking up to these guys right now, and Dango's just attacking as soon as he gets there. You can choose to make that a manual thing, or you just tap the A button for combos, whatever. It's very simple, but you actually do less damage if you take the manual control, which is kind of a weird thing, but I played this game initially doing the manual thing, and yeah, you don't do as much damage. I guess they kind of wanted it to have sort of an MMO feel, Final Fantasy XII sort of gameplay system to that. But that's Zale. We're now zipping around to another part of this dungeon with our two other characters. Zale's the MC for all intents and purposes. That's our friend Yurik. He is a spellcaster. He's kind of sarcastic, and while he can attack melee too, his primary thing is spellcasting, and he needs time to cast those spells, so he kind of needs us melee boys to sort of help him out. Here's another dumb Japanese mechanic that's super awesome. You just hold the B button and run to one of your compatriots. You vault over them, and I think you can attack off this if there's an enemy. You can vault off them on the side, on the front. It's really cool and stupid. Holding down the B button basically blocks, so you can walk and block like this. And if there's a friend right by, hey, let me do something cool off your back, you ninny! Like,
I don't think they've noticed us yet.
Hold on Z to enter sneak mode. If there's anything to find, the seek icon will flash on the bottom left of the screen. So the other thing with the last story is that while it has a lot of action-y things, it also has, kind of tactics to go. We'll see that as we go along, but this is the first sort of thing. We can move around to see different things in the environment. Destroy it, so Yurik will cast.
Hit that pillar with your magic, not the reptids.
I'll see. I'll give it a shot. Yeah, that worked. All right, so we just kind of got alerted to the battle that we just kind of completed as the other two members of the party. It's kind of happening simultaneously, so let's go there real quick. You can also vault over any sort of low, waist-high cover obstacles, which just a lot of forward momentum. There's not that many RPGs you could probably count where you have so much speed just going forward. But we're going to join the other group. But before we do, I think we have another tactical choice we can sort of make here. We'll see. There you go. There's some crossbow boys. They like making noise. Have Yurik use his magic, defeat them with your crossbow. Nah, have Yurik do his shit. So you can see Yurik's casting animations. They're pretty sick.
Don't blame me if it goes wrong.
So he has a countdown of 10 seconds right now. So when you see your casters kind of powering up, you kind of want to protect them. If they get hit during that time, then yeah, the casting will get interrupted. So now that he casted fire, if I go here, well, the battle finished before I could do it, but when a caster or anyone that has used sort of a fire spell, it leaves like an elemental kind of circle on the ground. And if you attack within that circle, all of your attacks will get that elemental buff, which is pretty sick. It reminds me of one of the later Tales games. I forget which one that introduced that, but... And they have a cave troll. Yeah, but look how cool that motherfucker is. I want him on my team. So yeah, Yurik's going to hang back for a bit and start casting. Damn it, there he goes. So I want to kind of... the regular enemies are not too hard to defeat in this tutorial battle. And they never usually are in general. So when Yurik's going to cast this, it'll hopefully leave a fire thing on the ground. There you go. So you can see I just kind of died there, so I just used a life. Whatever. It's fine. So picked out some arrows. So the other neat thing is that, yeah, I have like third person over-the-shoulder RE4 style shooting with a crossbow. So, yeah, one of the rewards I got from that battle was that I got those... yeah, right down there, I can switch very easily with the D-pad to the different arrow types. And yeah, Wizard Slayers are good for any enemies that are also of the wizard variety. You can also kind of tell that the last story has this kind of like melancholy looks to it. It's kind of desaturated. There's a lot of grays. There's a lot of blacks. But, when you get to other areas, it's actually quite beautiful, and there's more color depending on where you go. You can also see the cast all basically wears black, and that's more or less a running theme. But hopefully we can get as far as to get to an item or armor shop, and we can see some of the customization that's available. Because guess what? You can customize pretty much every single thing on your character, and it'll reflect in real life. You can have characters completely swap costumes, and it's really cool. You can dye costumes different colors. I had tons and tons of fun playing this back in the day. This came out in 2011, I think, 2012, and I just went through a million costumes for Zale. I had a lot of fun just making the cast look exactly like I wanted them to. Nice little thing for save points that it kind of gives you a kind of little basic description of what's currently happening. So that's always great if you haven't played it in a while and you're returning to it. The other thing I want to talk about is like up in the top there, you can see I still have all my lives because I believe those replenish after a battle. These are only for within battles. Once you've survived one, I believe you get all your lives back. So it's never unfair. In fact, this game is not even all that hard. There are certain bosses. I remember it took me several tries to figure out the right strategy, but it actually has a really good difficulty curve. I think there was only 1 or 2 battles ever where I was like, oh geez, this is just hard out of nowhere.
Zale, go and flank them from the right. At your signal, we'll charge from the front.
Got it.
So this is kind of shows us a bit of how battles actually usually start when they have a lay of the land. Which is kind of neat because your A button is kind of like your cursor, the battle start A button prompt there. I can kind of just go around the entire map as long as the boundaries will let me. So we can see that they have 1 sorcerer, so that's a mage type, and a bunch of swordsmen. And yeah, that's it. So a good strategy right now is that since I have a wizard slaying arrow thing, I'll try to focus on the sorcerer because the sorcerer can cast fire, I believe, flare or something. And everyone else is just kind of, whatever. There's also a healer, so I want to get rid of him too. But I'll try to just kill the sorcerer straight out with the Slayer arrows.
Leave it to me. I'll flank them from the right.
So the battle hasn't started yet, but the game is basically like, hey, go over here and flank them to the right, which I am. And it gives me the perfect vantage point to see the sorcerer just right through this crack on the wall. So I'm going to try to tag him with an arrow. And I think that killed him straight out. So let's just quickly go over here. Oh, get fucked! I believe there's the healer. When battles go well in the last story, they feel so good. You just feel like you nailed it, and there's a certain sense of accomplishment to when a battle goes really well. Some battles, I remember just going on and on because it just throws so much stuff at you. But these early ones, especially, I'd say for the first, 40% of the game, they're never that hard, but they're always fun, which is important.
What does this do?
Let's just pull at this. Yeah, it did something. Oh.
Who makes something so dangerous? It's totally irresponsible.
I'd say it definitely looks man-made.
It definitely looks like we can now cross, otherwise we'd be screwed and stuck here forever. Yeah. Look at that. Hey, you get some. You want some? Oh, you can't. Oh, no, let me get you. Where's Seren? Seren, no, you don't want any? Oh, she doesn't want any.
Dagran, I'm hungry.
Seren's always fucking hungry. She's always cold, too. She's always stealing my armored hoodies.
I'm too hungry and weak to fight.
Shut up! Your party does. Your party gets along. We're abandoned mercenaries, clearly. And for the most part, they all like each other. But there is some bickering. If you can't stand Japanese RPG bickering between your party, then maybe your mileage may vary. Oh, I'm such a man!
This just never ends. A dead end.
Yurik, let's look for an alternate route.
Hey, shouldn't we stick together?
No, let's split up. It's a good idea. I guess it is.
You two rest while you can. I'm sure there's more trouble waiting for us.
Oh, I don't want to. I don't want to stay here with Seren. She's gonna ask me sex questions.
I can't
She's
help
gonna
it.
ask me for beer. All the characters, like Zale is he's an okay protagonist. He's a little bland. He's a little on the bland side. But to make up for it, everyone else is kind of has a lot of characteristics. Seren is a party girl. She loves it. Absolutely outrageous. And some of the other characters we'll meet later fit into those kind of types. But let's just keep staring at the skeleton, shall we? Ah! How? How did that one sneak up on them?
Dagger never told us about these things.
I can hold them. Wait.
So we're gonna shoot these bastards. Regular arrows don't do that much damage, unfortunately. But that's not really what they're we'll get into it. You get a lot of arrow types in this game, so the crossbow comes into play a lot later. Oh, thank God. No, our bones be clattering. You anime humans will die. Oh. Oh, Zale doesn't like it. She got hit by a skeletal spear arrow. So, like any protagonist, let's see what happened in his past.
Zale, run. Run away. Zale.
No. Mum.
She looks nothing like your mom.
Seren.
Martha.
I don't want to be alone anymore.
You have a bunch of other friends in your party.
Sick of all the pain.
Zale's not like this edgy emo guy as much as other Japanese RPG guys, main characters, but he does dip into that well from time to time. But fortunately, this mysterious power has heard his plea.
Who's there?
Your heart is like mine, filled with loneliness and sorrow.
Who are you?
I've seen a lot of hentais that have a scene like that.
If you wish to protect those who are precious to you, then pray for it with all your heart and soul.
So now I have Gathering. What Gathering does is basically lets you bring all your party members back from the dead.
What's going on?
What?
Protect those who are precious to me. What does it
So
mean?
that's what it does. Its other main purpose. I love this art, by the way. It's great. It's a lot like, the mobile stuff that Miss Walker's been doing for the last zillion years, Terra Battle. This ability forcibly draws enemy attention, so it aggroes everyone to you. Press Z to activate it and to release it. The speed reduction of an enemy targeting Zale is shown by the number of icons above its head. Focus on an enemy is indicated by a beam of light called a target line. The type of enemy can be determined by the color of its target line. Cure. When Gathering is active, Zale can revive incapacitated allies by just touching them. Allies revived by Cure receive a temporary boost in abilities. Any ally incapacitated 5 times will be KO'd and unable to be revived.
Zale.
So then the other party members are like, Zale, what the fuck has happened? We leave you for 1 second.
I'm just as confused as you are. I heard this voice.
And now we're just wrecking shop.
What the hell is going
These
on?
skeletons, nothing on us.
Zale, draw the enemy. These things don't stay down.
Some people say the undead are getting new life.
And yeah, you'll even get flip overs of enemies like that to hit them in the back. It's fucking awesome.
There was a way out.
Oh, right there.
You useless idiot.
I brought you back from the dead, Siren!
Ugh, what a pain in the arse. Is this really the right way?
I don't know. None of us live here.
So, Argonan knew about this place when he...
When he what, Dagrin?
Forget it. Pointless rambling.
Okay, now we're getting to this huge open, like, chasm. There's a lot of stuff that's going to go down very soon. So you can see there's a lot of vastness to the game. We're going to see that in a little bit once we've cleared this whole section. But this and Xenoblade really pushed the Wii to its absolute limits, I think. Alrighty, let's see what waits for us on the other side.
Take a look at that.
What is it?
It's like falling flower petals.
Zale,
Yeah, those are skeleton petals, idiots.
More
Over there too.
There's so many bony freaks.
are they intelligent?
Yeah, they're smart bones.
Just knock them into the valley.
Yeah. Let's just knock them into the valley then. Destroy it! So I want to kind of get in front of them a little bit.
Zale! Can't you use that weird power again?
I'll use the weird power, sure. It's very strange, this power. But I can't actually defeat these guys until I knock them off. And oh, there you go. There goes one. Always feels good to knock people off things. Okay, that guy's actually dead. So let's shoot this dude. Or Yorick will just do it for us.
You're going down, you bony freak.
Yeah! So that's one of those cinematic flares when you kill guys. I think it happens on crits or the last enemy that's in the current wave. I think that's how it works, but it might be random for all I know. So another neat aspect of the last story is that in certain junctures, you can go into these circles that let you summon more enemies if you want. It's actually good places to level up. They're usually in front of bosses, things like that. So if you do feel you're kind of under level, just summon up some enemies and you can, you know, level up a little bit more. Let's see what's behind door number 1. I just kind of touched it with my fingernails. Just sort of grazed it.
Yeah. Unlike anything we've seen so far.
Oh.
This gets better by the minute.
Jeez, Yorick. See him fly in. Okay, so this area. Whew. We're gonna have a boss fight here. It's one that, you know, is the first boss fight in the game, but some things can go wrong with it. I've had wonky experiences with this boss fight. Because you're basically relying on the AI to follow you, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Look at this cool motherfucking thing. It loves Yorick.
We can't win against that thing.
No, he can't. Just never mind the dozens of swords in its back. Oh, that was close. I kind of forget if I save him or not, or it'd be like another surrender, like a cutscene thing where I have to revive him again. All right, diving. Yes, dive to avoid enemy attacks. We got it, big dives.
Swords.
All right, go for another dive.
We're done for and we don't.
Also, what you can go for is pick up these bombas.
Find its weak spot. We're done for and we don't.
And then we have another sort of element to use, which is, I guess, ice. Keep dodging, keep dodging. But you can see we're doing very little damage on Cocoon.
Find its weak spot. We're done for and we don't.
Use magic to attack the head.
Aim for the head.
Got it.
Oh, so it destroyed like a lot of the level geometry right there.
There's still too many of them.
Okay, Yorick's still charging up his next shot. Getting a lot of good hits in though, I guess. There's an enemy casting, so I'm gonna just stop him right now before he does anything major.
I'll support you.
Run, Zale. Run. Lead it to the bridge.
Alright, it wants us to lead this thing to the bridge. And this is where I mean the fight can go a little bit wonky. You have to just like be like, come on, over here, over here.
To the bridge.
Yeah, see, he's kind of not knowing where he wants to go. They kind of have to go a little bit slowly. And if anyone hits him during this time, sometimes he's like, "Oh, who's over there now?" It seems to be working.
You aim for its legs.
So anyone want to take guesses about what we want to do here? Leading this monster onto the bridge?
You're going down.
Thank you, Yorick. Say a cool thing to this monster they can't possibly understand English. Oh, jeez. The only reason you defeated me is because you outsmarted me. So I don't know how they get across to each other. So yeah, we're going to head to the maid. We're going to head to Hyrule Castle Town for all intents and purposes. Midgard.
Did she give me this power?
This sacred power. Because you were there at the right time, at the right place, Zale. It was not manifest destiny. Lazulis Road.
Ugh. Can't believe I've gone all night without a drink. My hands are shaking.
See? Yeah, she likes the drinks.
Somebody help!
Alright, just as we got out of that cave, there's some shit going down.
Oh, bloody hell. What is it now?
And just before we can admire this, like, really nice scenery, what's happening? God. Mercenaries' work is never done. What is it? Whoa. Look at that frumpy white tiger.
What the hell is that?
I like how they actually don't know what type of creature it is. Like, tigers are exotic fantasy beasts.
Right, first we draw that thing away, then the kids can escape.
Okay.
Uric, leave off casting.
We're saving kids? Why don't we tame this thing?
I'll get the kids up.
We could ride
Let's
it.
get this done.
Fine. So it's a forest beast. It's level 8. What's a monster? There's a stupid child we have to save. And then there's another one over there. But the children will get hit by our magic. Agreed. Zale, you lure towards you with that light of yours. If you didn't have that power, we'd be fucking screwed. Go it. So yeah, you just make Taiga really, and we've already saved one child. It goes by really fast.
Eye patch kid. He won't bite.
Thanks, crazy lady.
Crazy lady.
She kind of sounds like Sansa from Game of Thrones, or her accent reminds me a little bit. So little Tiger doesn't have that much of a chance here.
You're safe now. Get out of here.
All right, one kid has been defeated. And Tiger's like, "Wait, are you taking those tasty kids away?"
Right, kids are safe.
Okay, one roast cat coming up.
All right, we're gonna bomb this cat with magic, I guess. Okay, get him.
That's gonna leave a mark. I've seen a monster like this.
Well, how only just arrived?
All right, he attacked Yorick because he knew.
Is everything on this island crazy?
Oh, look at all these big hits for big boys. But just after whittling his life bar down, he just kind of gives up. Meow. Whoa! It'd be funny if the tiger just fell flat on its belly. Just kersplat. He's like, you guys were meant to see that.
I don't think it's a monster.
Are you alright? You're not injured?
No, we're fine now.
Well, thanks. Yeah, no, we totally saved you.
No. We're just mercenaries, working for...
Wearing chaps.
Mercenaries?
Oh,
Sorry. I hope you don't mind, but...
people
I
that
go-
fight for money.
Excuse me.
I that's unscrupulous here. Like, I I don't remember what the story's justification for why mercenaries are looked down upon.
Guess they don't like mercenaries here.
Yeah, for whatever reason.
Don't let it bother you.
Whatever, jog on. So yeah, I was trying to highlight this place a little bit because it really is nice to look at, honestly. Beautiful skybox, amazing looking water from this angle, actually. It's really, really nice environmental design throughout this entire game, I think. Any NPC that has a little arrow above their head, you can actually talk to. If they don't, then you don't.
As long as you don't go burning the city down, you're fine by me.
I don't think that's what mercenaries
Some people will be
do.
afraid of you, though. Don't think badly of them.
Okay. I kind of stopped him from where he was going. He was heading up here, and it was, fuck you. Let's see if this old man's got anything.
I don't have any money on me. Please forgive me.
No, I want to give money to you. Okay.
Oh, I can see the castle.
Here's our big expensive FMV. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, look at that late title card. Yeah. Ariela's Tavern. It's during the day. So this is kind of our mother base for all intents and purposes. Since we're mercenaries, we love hanging out in taverns. So this is the tavern. We can actually talk to a few different characters. And here's a guy we haven't seen yet. He was, I think he was resting up, Lowell, after a previous mission. So he was kind of MIA.
It's true. You are the most beautiful woman I have ever
Why, thank you.
You've melted my battle-hardened heart. I feel like a new man.
Would you like to order a drink?
Just being near you fills me with light and magic and joy.
I think just joy would have been enough. Light and magic is like, yeah, I don't know.
I'll come back when you've decided what you want to drink.
Just sandbag him, girl.
Hey, looks like that one will be a challenge. But I like a challenge. What do you think, Zale?
This guy has a very Balthier sort of air about him, doesn't he? Think about what? I think you flirt with every girl.
My dad gave me some advice before he died. He said, son, if you see a beautiful woman, you have to flirt with her. It's rude not to. My granddad said so too. And the blacksmith next door.
My dad didn't say that.
Then it's a good thing I'm here. It's the golden rule of being a man. I never break it. Not ever.
So, in short, you like flirting?
I don't like it. I live it. It's a big responsibility, being a fine specimen of a man like myself.
Wait, does this mean you've even tried flirting with Marania?
Of course. It's just... she didn't even notice I was flirting.
What about Seren?
Well, I only like women. Ah! Watch it, Seren!
Ah, Japanese RPG tropes, yeah!
Oh, I'm sorry. My hand must have slipped. But don't worry. Next time it'll find its mark.
You can pack that in.
So another neat thing is I have that seek button down there, and that happens in battle and in action sequences, but even happens when you're in like completely neutral places. It means that there's something of interest to look at in the environment, but you have to kind of seek it out. So we'll press the Z button here, and the prompt kind of points you in the right direction. So it's this weird tapestry.
Are those banknotes all from different countries? Wow.
Sure.
Travelers put them there as a good luck charm.
Oh, so it's like ladies giving their bras to certain bars. Is it like that? It's like that. We can also talk to our other party member that wasn't along for that mission, Marania, who's kind of like this holistic, like, oh, the natural world, I'm in tune with it. And she's kind of our other mage.
Oh, Zale. Seems you had something of a hard time of it.
Her hair is awesome.
Are you alright? No serious wounds?
I'm okay.
I don't like it when you act as though nothing's wrong. It tends
But I am okay, though.
The times when you look the most sure of yourself are when I know you're about to do something reckless.
Okay. Sorry.
My mum used to tell me that as well.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's really quite insensitive of me.
It's okay. You've brought back some happy memories.
So now that we can see our full party, one of the neat things about this game that is much, much later is that you eventually sort of have choices between certain missions. You can't do all of them, but certain characters will be like, hey, let's check that out, and you'll actually get to some really cool like side adventures. I sided with Mirania to go on one that was really, really fun. We're fighting a bunch of spiders and stuff, because we were in a ship, and she was just like, I sensed that there was like an imbalance in that island over there, and it was a really touching scene because it had something to do with her, so it expanded upon her personality. And I forget, someone else had one that they really wanted to go on too. I think it was Yorick over here. But I really can't remember. And it was one of those moments where it really made me like this game a bit more, because those side quests were actually really fun and developed the characters a good deal. Why don't we try talking to the barmaid?
Your friends are definitely a rowdy bunch.
Yeah, we're a rowdy bunch, rowdy boys and girls. We like making noise.
Sorry. I hope we're not causing a scene.
Actually, as mercenaries go, you all seem really nice. My name's Ariela. My dad owns the tavern. You'll be staying here for a while, right? Just ask me if you need anything.
Yeah, it's a tavern/inn, so we stay in rooms upstairs. We're the only ones.
Zale, by the way.
We bought out everything.
Zale? That's a nice name. What do you think of the city so far, Zale?
Speaking of Zale, I believe in this Japanese version, a lot of people's names were mixed around. Zale was actually like Lazel or something, or it was something a little like not very main character protagonist, so they changed it to Zale because yeah, I guess that's more of a hero name. I just got here.
I think it'll grow on you. If you get the time, you should have a proper wander around.
I will,
There's tons to see.
because they're actually his.
Is it always this crowded?
Normally there aren't quite so many people, but it's Lady Callista's wedding soon.
Uh-oh, Lady Callista.
Lady who?
You don't know? She's the only daughter of the former count. The wedding's not for another month, but it's already the talk of the town. Oh, I bet it's going to be such an extravagant wedding. How exciting!
It's a whole different world. Nothing like the life of a mercenary.
What has Seren got for us?
Hey, Zale! Have a drink on me.
Wow,
No, I've had enough. Come
This must be
on.
record time.
What, you think I'm drunk? Look, I'm as sober as whatever's normally sober. Anyway, get some alcohol in ya.
Very well. Grace me up, woman.
I'm a bit lost here.
Zale's kind of an idiot, just FYI.
Seren does appear to have become slightly incoherent.
Well, or
Look, if you're not drinking, then I'll have to get another drink.
What?
Oh, Zale. While I was at the bar, you turned into a rather handsome chap.
Yeah, I am a bishy.
Why? What? Why?
What?
I'll
Wow.
tell you something about handsome chaps, Zale. Right, being handsome's not enough for them. They're all shallow chaps, lying chaps, cheating chaps. And if they're handsome on top, I'm supposed to fall for them.
Okay.
And I know...
I'm getting real insight into the minds of women right
Oh,
here.
look. There he is.
Hey, at least you admit I'm handsome.
See what a horrible flirt he is? Don't you dare turn into that, Zale.
Don't turn
I love how
into
he just
everything
pops into
alcoholic
reality,
like
like, over her.
I'm glad I have so many good role models.
And there's always a merchant in this tavern, so you can always sort of stock up on basic supplies.
I like the look in your eye.
Okay.
You after any rare foreign weapons? If so, then I'm your woman.
I would like to see some rare foreign weapons. I want to buy many weapons. Buy. There's blade, rogue edge, killer cutter, and dagger. Cannot equip. So a lot of weapons can go for the entire cast. It's basically Yorick and Mirania that can't use melee weapons.
You and me are both outsiders.
Yo, Yorick, what's
Come on,
up?
Yorick. Why don't you sit with the rest of us?
I can do without all the shouting and singing and spilling things.
You've spilled so much wine on me already, Zale. But you're part of the gang. Oh, sorry. Nothing gets chocolate
You don't have
out.
to apologize, but you could do with acting more like me. You're too nice for your own good. It makes you an easy target.
You should be more of a dick. Dagran, what are you up to?
No, just being paranoid. I've got to keep my sword in top shape. Can't relax otherwise.
Sure.
That doesn't make you paranoid. It does make you a bit of a worrywart.
How long ago did we start up our band of mercenaries?
I don't know, 1-2 months ago?
One still standing from back then.
I know.
Oh, it was good times being a street urchin. So this is the moment where young Zale and Dangran see a really cool knight, and they're just like, man, that's cool. Yeah, just wearing my cloak.
Same as me then.
He has the exact same voice.
Well, come on.
It's kind of like when early on in Berserk and the dub of Berserk, they had the exact same voice actor for Guts and Casca and Griffith and everybody when they're still like 13. And when they're like 20, they have the same one. Like, that's exactly when your voice changes.
That's how we live our lives.
Hanging on the edge of tomorrow. I get it, I get it.
Make you live like this forever, Zale. I promise you.
Okay.
First chance we get, we're moving.
I should be able to live whatever way I want. With my feathers in my hair.
Things that were
I can't get these out. I was attacked by a flock of seagulls and I never recovered.
You said something the day we decided to become mercenaries. We'll all be knights one day. You'll see. I've never forgotten those words.
Me neither. And this job could be our break. Count Arganan is very ambitious. Rumor has it he's quietly building up an army, and I don't mean to quell the monsters. If we show him what we can do, that could be us he's recruiting. We'll do it.
Yeah, we will.
Friendship bonds.
Any thoughts?
Any thoughts on what the fuck is wrong with me? Why?
Place you stumbled on. Maybe the guardian angel of Lazulis Island is looking out for you.
Fair enough.
There's a guardian angel?
Nope, I just made it up. But I do feel like our luck is changing. I hope so anyway.
I hope so too, buddy. Let's explore Lazulis City. Yes, Dad.
I'll leave it in your hands.
Oh, that's actually yes, please.
Some new gear.
Cool.
After that, you should take a look around the city. I'll see you out there later.
Sure.
South of the castle spread Lazulis City, hub of culture and trade.
It's basically like Seattle or Portland. So this guy is really, you know, kind of romancing this city up. And it's actually pretty fucking big. This is also kind of your main hub. Where you'll be doing a lot of your traveling, a lot of your buying of items, armors, and things, and picking up a lot of side quests. There's many, many characters actually spread out throughout the entire town. And you can find lots of nooks and crannies filled with items. You can go on kind of quest chains and kind of turn them in to certain characters. There's relationships to blossom. There's people to kill. There's children to save, I guess, if you're into that. And Central Plaza is kind of the hub. That's basically where your this is where the tavern always is, because that's usually where you return at the end of the day to push forward the narrative. But this is actually a really articulated, modeled city, and you can do a lot here. So we're gonna go to the gear shop and see what's up there, or the dye shop. Here's where you can buy dyes for all your armor and your clothes. You have 0 for everything, unfortunately. And you just pick up these items when you're in a dungeon or you're out in the field or whatever it is. And once you get enough of these, you can really customize the fuck out of your characters.
There you are, Zale.
Huh? Huh? Who's that? A ghost? Okay, I think Dangren's just behind us. There he is. Look at him. Yeah, hi. I literally just talked to you.
You surprised me there.
I would have settled for a simple hello.
We just saw each other.
Did you want something?
Yeah. I hear a company of knights is visiting the city.
Uh-huh.
Thought you might want to take a look.
Oh, really? I don't know how you find these things out so quickly.
I have my ways. Anyway, I thought you might be interested. Guess I'll see you there.
Wait, Dagran. Why'd you always have to run off like that?
Probably because he's doing shadowy shit in the background. I'll go later. How about, yeah, you just go on ahead. I've got stuff to do. You can see sometimes you'll just find items in the alleyways. Steadfast damage. I increased my overall arrow damage. That's not bad for just wandering here. And I'll just take a sit. From the lowliest pharaoh to the mightiest peasant. Who doesn't enjoy a good... Okay. You can also see there's a big arena in the mini-map. This is kind of a gladiatorial arena where you can do optional fights, bet on things, stuff like that. There we go. Somehow, Seren and Lowell got ahead of me, and they'll talk to me about it, but that's what that is. I'm trying to look around for a specific thing right now. Oh, whoops. Whoa, sorry, sir. You idiot. Wah! Equipment. What do we got? What do we got? Heavy armor. Lots of hunter armors. Let's get some leather armor there. Let's get some heavy just in case. And let's get some brave armor. Maybe brave greaves. And some feather armor. So what we got? What we got? We got my inventory, equipment. So let's just look at the customization thing right now. So here's all the types of stuff. Put brave armor on him, applying the changes. So yeah, he kind of gets that brave armor. And you can kind of make him look like Lowell there. Can we put... Yeah, that's the jacket he used to have. More heavy armor. Is that the same as before? Hunter armor. Yeah, we can, make him. There's boys and girls types. They all like it. It all looks good. See, that looks good on him. I like that. I think this gets reflected in cutscenes too, if I recall. Get those feather greaves. See, let's keep them on there. Another thing you can do in this sort of game is you can basically make him sort of naked. I think there's like an invisible dye that, and if you get that going, everyone starts staring at you, and Zale like holds his dick, and he's just like, "Oh, everyone, please stop!" You have to do some side quests to get that specific dye. So unfortunately, we won't be able to do it today. So there's this dude. I think this dude has a weird side quest. All right, Giza. I've come to Lazulis Island to see the merchandise. I heard you get all kinds of stuff in this place, but it's all sold out. It's crazy. I'm well miffed at that, I tell you. You want to help us out, would you, guy? Of course. Sure, what do you want? You're a legend. Cheers! You see, I've got these contracts, but I ain't got no materials. See where this is going? This is not what's hot on the market at the moment, mate. Pocket watch. All the posh types on a piece like this. It's real in vogue. I still need a bar of copper and a bar of iron. Need some iron to make the chains, in it? I'll give you a light of the outsider for all your troubles. It's a total steal, in it? Fuck you. Alright, let's go. I guess we have to turn it in for the night.
The mercenaries had arrived on a red letter day.
Okay, I don't even know what that means.
Mark the engagement of Lady Callista, niece of Count Arganan, the island's ruler.
Well, they call it a ceremony, but it's mostly just a big fireworks display.
That's nobles for you, full of pomp and circumstance.
Oh, Zale, did you hear about the fireworks? I heard there's a good spot to watch them, behind the church.
Are you going?
Me? Maybe, maybe not. I've got plans of my own.
Oh? You pulled a bloke or something?
Shut up, you!
You almost murdered
Who
him!
needs fireworks
Shit.
when you got plenty of the good stuff? Oh, my glass looks kind of empty.
It's just she drinks it all in one gulp.
Barman, fill me up.
I'm really sorry, but we've run out of everything. I never thought you'd drink so much.
That's a lot. That's a lot.
Right then. Zale, ever wanted to be a delivery boy?
No.
Sorry to put you on the spot, Zale, but I'd be really grateful. I'm a bit tied up here at the moment.
If I don't get another drink in me soon, I might cry.
Can't have that.
It's okay. I don't mind. Where do I need to go?
There's a shop that sells it near Castle Gate Plaza. Thanks, Zale. You're a lifesaver.
Alright, so we gotta get alcohol for Siren, I guess. The fuck? Who did that?
What are you doing inside this thing?
What's in there? Ew, gross! Did you see that?
I'm not going to hurt you.
You there, mercenary.
Who, me?
Seen a girl around here, have you? Around the same age as yourself?
No.
You're quite sure?
Yes.
Looks like she's not round here after all.
Yeah. Honestly, if the boss finds out about this, we're gonna be in real trouble.
Are they looking for you? Don't worry. They're gone now. Come out.
And here comes the most important item of all, a princess, which really sets off the plot. This is Lady Callista, who it inferred before. She has this cute blue dress. She becomes a party member. And yeah, what this really results into is a love story between Zale and Callista for the most part. Because she has an arranged marriage, all of that. All of the tropes, you know them well. But in the last story, I just think they're done in such a comforting and sort of charming way. I really enjoyed it, despite, I mean, the story overall between these two. It does kind of blossom. It doesn't really feel as forced as it, even though this is very, like, Final Fantasy IX, with Dagger, you know, sort of showing up the way she does.
Honestly, don't those people ever give up?
Why are they chasing after you? Who are they anyway?
It's complicated.
Huh?
You shouldn't pry into a maiden's personal business.
Sorry then. My mistake. Lisa, let's try and lose them in the crowds at the market. Oh yeah, the fireworks.
The fireworks are sick.
As a little girl.
Hey, did you hear about fireworks?
No, this is perfect. With all these people around, we might be able to lose them.
Oh right, then let's head for the market.
Okay, let's do that. That's what we were doing.
Hurry up, Lisa.
Lisa, her teeth are big and green. Lisa, she smells like gasoline. Lisa, ba 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 Lisa. Her name is Callista, a princess. I missed her. Oh, great. Now we have to run away from the guards. This is actually kind of an annoying thing. So this is just kind of annoying because it's a lot of the AI catching up with the other AI. You're almost always fine. It's hard for them to grab you, but since Callista Flockhart over here is very slow in just turning, she gets caught an awful lot. Hopefully we can do this in one go, but sometimes you can't. This is one of those early choke points where I'm like, what? Why? Why did they decide to do this? And yeah, this other guy, and now there's like 50 after me, which isn't great. Okay, I think I might have outrun them actually.
I think we lost them.
Whew.
Phew. Thank goodness.
I can't believe it. Is this really your first time out here in the city?
Yes, that's why I'm having so much fun.
We almost got arrested.
Well, as long as you're happy.
By the way, Zale,
What do you do for a living?
I sell things on
A
Etsy.
traveling merchant.
Yes.
Someone who's been to all kinds of different places. And how many jobs allow you whole afternoons off?
Well, it's something like that.
I win, but I'm kind of jealous. I'd love to be able to leave the island and visit far-off places.
It's not as great as you'd think. I've seen plenty of things I'd rather forget.
Really?
Yeah. You don't know how lucky you are.
I see. I suppose you might be right.
Sorry. I guess I ruined the mood.
What's this vibe? This menacing vibe you've done? Yeah, you might want to avoid these guys.
Here much longer. We're staying at a tavern. Why don't you come there until this blows over?
Yeah. Don't worry, Callista, because the card attached will say, thank you for being my friend. Ba, 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 ba. Chapter 5.
What's this about then?
Not bad. Not bad at all.
Jeez, you pervos. You don't even, she could be my sister for all you know.
I get it. No need to explain. No one's judging you here.
Zale, I have to say, well done, mate.
It's not like that. Listen.
You don't understand. Her? Me? Whoa.
Sounds like quite an adventure. Anyway, now that's settled, time for a nice bath. Care to join me, Lisa?
That's forward. Oh, she loves it.
You must be all hot and sweaty.
Oh, well, yes.
What? Seren.
What? Is there a problem? Oh, you want to get in with us, don't you?
No! I mean, I'm not saying it wouldn't be nice, but...
What's
Wait,
the
that sounds
problem?
really
Get
bad.
in the bath
I
with
just
them.
mean,
Oh, last story. So yeah, I think we can call it quits there, actually, guys. You know, a war between two kingdoms takes place. There's betrayals, there's rivals, there's new characters pops up, new friends, lots of stuff like that. Let me know if you guys want to see more of the last story, in case you are still not familiar with it. Want to see me play a little bit more. I honestly, I've thought about doing an LP, but it's a long game, and the whole point of this side channel is to do other things constantly and not be beholden to one thing for too long. So I hope everyone out there enjoyed this look at the last story. It's like I said at the start, it's one of my favorite games that came out in like the last, I don't know, like 10, 20 years. It's a definitely type of RPG that I enjoy, that's not too intensive. But there is a lot of depth there. There's a lot of side quests, things to do and see. So really hope you guys are intrigued by it. Hopefully, it might spur some of you to even try to find it and play it for yourselves, because there's a lot to enjoy. And we'll see you next time on Wii Remember.